Can these band of hivers survive in the wasteland of wankers that is Kenshi? Over the next amount of time that you're never going to get back, we're going to find that out. I'm going to do these videos 10 days at a time so that we can turn it into a series. Let's meet our band of spastics. Bunda is the leader of our coalition of critters here. Being a Hive prince, he had a one-to-one access to the queen, but he was dishonourably discharged when he called the Hive queen a bitch. Tough times. The next on our list is our Hive worker, Wood. You might think that's a weird name for a Hive worker, but in their in-game lore, it says that they're named after the first thing they see. This name trope follows to our next worker, Vagina, who was born feet first, giving him his lovely name. It makes sense as he is a bit of a pussy at times, but untish. Our warriors of the group consist of Thumper, the group's schizophrenic, Boars, the Hive's chosen ethnic cleanser, and Geris, a Hive drone so fucking solid he breaks the actual game and has a leather shirt on fit for humans, and I'm not going to wrench his fashion style because he's fucking hard as fuck. Let's see if we can survive 100 days as a new Hive with these reprobates and try and do some good in the world of Kenshi. The first thing the Hivers do is sell off their excess materials. We don't want to start a base yet as these Hivers can't fight for shit, being lightly armed and no armour. They will find a town now and buy a house there for safety. The group now sets off in hopes of starting a new life free from that bitch of a queen who barked orders 24/7. We want 3 goals in this first day: buy a house, get a bit of money, and get some alright gear. But the only thing we're accomplishing right now is being chased by bone dogs, so bit of a bad start, but we'll overcome it. The group managed to find themselves near Squin, a Shep-controlled town that has a couple of houses up for sale. The Hivers spotted a dilapidated longhouse just on the right of the entrance, and they used the building materials that they still had to rebuild it. After purchasing the house, the group have finally got a new home. That's step 1 off the checklist. The group then decides to make a research bench so they can start researching new technologies. This will allow us to do 2 things. 1, add some decoration to the new house as they're going to be staying here for the duration of this video. And 2, allow us to make workstations so that we can start making our own gear. Now with the workstations built down, we send Wood to start mining for the copper. He is used to the mines being a worker drone, but it also will be a good amount of money coming in for us. We then send the soldier drone to start mining iron as well for additional money, and then to use for more construction purposes if we get more technology. This concludes the first day, and we've not had quite a bad start. Day 2 starts with our soldier drones having the shit kicked out of them by starving bandits. Thumper, being the absolute grafter, is still mining hard away. That's when Bunda noticed the guards attacking a pack of nearby Garus. Bunda joins in on the fight so we can hopefully rip the skin and meat off their corpses. Although the guards are winning, our soldier drones are not, with these starving homeless fentanyl addicts beating the shit out of Thumper when he's on the floor. That poor man, he's already dead. After the soldier drones failing at their only job, the group is left disgruntled. Poor Vagina, how will he ever afford his food now? Bunda goes to loot the corpses but gets shit scared when all the guards start attacking a random bandit. He then goes to purchase a new backpack so we can hopefully start looting some ruins to earn some extra cats. Upon looking at the shopkeeper's inventory, he finds 2 backpacks that could do the job. A large or a medium. He would like the stealth one, but that is a bit too much. He then thinks it's the appropriate time to go and loot all the enemies that has been killed, so now he can afford a good backpack for a ruin adventuring. He then sells the animal skin off those poor Garu's body and purchases a medium backpack. Him being a Hive prince as well, he's the best suited for adventuring. He also buys some sleeping rolls so that the drones that have had the shit kicked out of them can go have a nice little rest. After constructing these nice little beds on the floor, he then goes buy some iron plates from the general store. So then he can start making some iron and copper deposits for the miners. This will now make the process of mining automated so we don't have to keep running back and forth with our hivers. Bunda then thinks it's a good time to go out exploring and hopefully bring back some fortune to the Hive so they can get started on their new dream. He leaves Vagina in charge because it's funny as fuck having a guy called Vagina bark orders at people. While trying to be Bunda, fucking smashing shit together on this research table, he then spots the people sleeping and tells them to get back to work because the money is not going to make itself. Yes, you, Thumper, even the crippled one. While on his travels, Bunda finds a Hive village. He has hopes of trading with them and purchasing some of their goods. What he didn't expect though is finding racism. Yes, even with the Hivers, racism is a common thing. Because they are attached to their Hive queen, they are now discriminated. While Vagina knows that the crew is working now, he then sets off to go buy some more building materials from traders at the hub and the north shack of the hub. He opts to look for blueprints here, but we cannot find any. Bunda shacks up one of the hive nests for the night. Being halfway to his destination, hopefully he'll be there the next day. This brings us close to day 2, with some good work being done, and we are making very good progress. Day 3 starts with Vagina returning from his expedition. He couldn't find any building materials or blueprints, so he heads back to Squin. With a shocking turn of events, Bunda went on the lash with some nearby beak things and ended up at the island. With a confused head and an achy bottom, he finally found somewhere with some treasure he can loot. Still hard at work, the soldier drones continue mining iron for building up the deposits that we can sell for more money. While the crew has been away, Vagina has been entertaining some of the local sheiks in order to get some extra cash. The dirty teas. After his rumpy pumpy, he decides to research clothing manufacturing so he can start making some new clothes for the hivers. After looting the ruined island outpost, Bunda heads back to land to sell his ill-gotten gains at the nearest trader. Day 4 begins with Bunda spotting some escaped servants beating the piss out of some beak things. Bunda thinks that it's the funniest shit he's ever seen, as they are literally naked people beating up massive dinosaur giraffes. Meanwhile, Vagina has researched clothing manufacturing and can now start making some for profit. On his way back, Bunda has a few near scrapes with the local wildlife. He is in very big trouble, as he cannot go fast because he is very encumbered. Sensing danger, Gerus, the strongest soldier drone, sets out to go help Bunda and help him return. Gerus, locating Bunda, picks him up and tries to bring him back to the civilization. On their way back, they encounter some Spanish scam artists, who they then promptly sell all their hard-earned gear to for some good amount of cats. They then encounter Admag, a Shek-controlled town, where they then go to the armour shop and sell off some goods and also buy some armour for the soldier drones. While heading back to Squin, they encounter a local Shek ruin with some noticeable armour there. They will keep note of this and come back there later, as there looks to be some valuable loot there just needing to be sold. After making it back safely, Gerus and Bunda start handing out the armour to the other drones, and now they look like ready for war militia groups. Just look how good they look. Noticing that the lads have been very hard working in the mine, Bunda then decides to sell off some of the excess iron and copper in exchange for buying some more gear for the group. Bunda notices some knife drifters leather jackets and think they'd look good on Vagina and wood, so he buys them as well. After handing out the leather jackets, he then goes to head back to those previous Shek ruins to go loot it. It wasn't as good as loot run as we expected, with there only being shit weapons and only a couple thousand worth in clothes. Bunda then heads back. After being fully armoured and now itching for a fight, Gerus decides it's time to talk to Bunda about getting the whole hive together for a hunting party. It's time to have a taste of real combat and war. After Bunda comes back and sells everything from the Shek ruins, he then decides to talk to Gerus, where they then think it's the best idea to gear up all the hivers and get ready for a big scrap. After donning the new armour and looking a bit like a Polish rock band, they now decide to head out and look for a fight, led by Gerus, the group's toughest warrior. After the group only travels for a small amount of time, they come across a battle breaking out between two parties, slave mongers and dust bandits. Gerus and Bunda decide that when one side wins, the hive will pounce and take them. With only a few dust bandits being left, the hive rushes into attack, crushing the rest of them. With the dust bandits being more experienced but also with less health after that battle, the hive make quick work of them, outnumbering them as well. A few slave mongers who had previously fallen asleep wake up as well to try and fight the hive, but the hive proved too much for them, as the rest of them are crippled. After defeating their enemies and looting one of their dogs, the hive thinks it's best to go sell all their gear at the armour shop and buy Gerus a new set of samurai armour, which he has earned. Gerus is now looking pretty fucking solid. With his new solid armour, he then talks to Bunda and he thinks that the best decision for the group to take next is to go fight some more bandits, but this time they should take on a full group. This may prove life or death, but that last one was way too easy and not fulfilling at all. So the group now sets out and then finds their new targets almost instantaneously. A group of starving bandits. These people are fueled by their own hunger and will attack anyone who they think who has food. They are weak though, which makes them a good target for the hive. They pick off one of them so far. The group jumps to him, and even though he makes a good job of defending himself, the hive take him down almost immediately. But that's when the rest of the bandits notice what the group's doing and then charge him at full force. They outnumber him almost 2-1. The battle though does not go their way. There's only two of them left standing and Ball's crippled. Gerus makes a big final stand against them but proves that, even though he is a badass warrior, he cannot take on this many, especially with inexperienced soldiers. Garrus wakes up hours later, noticing that the people around him have been beaten very badly. They almost died. He also notices that Bors is missing his right leg. He will not be the group's chosen ethnic cleanser anymore, as you cannot have a cripple who is an ethnic cleanser. Garrus, using all the strength that he has left, picks up group members one by one and then takes them back. He is a broken man. With some of the other hivers waking up now, they all band together to get whatever people are left on the floor back to the home and back to safety. Their morale is very, very low. Garrus looks at the people he trusted. The people who trusted him, now broken and with one of them missing a leg. He then looks at Bunda, who even though he's sleeping, he knows that he's deeply disappointed in him. He's let his group down immensely. He then says to Bunda he knows how to make it right. He knows of a dangerous place where he can place his lost limb, but it's going to be a very long time and very dangerous. He then sets out. He knows it will be a dangerous journey, but he has to head to the Foglands, a place where there is a robotics shop where he can not only get him a better leg, he can make up to him. After being chased by cannibals, beak things and fogmen and all sorts of fucking vile creatures in this wasteland, he then arrives at Mongrel, where he then sets out to try and find this robotic workshop. He then finds a shack with some mechanical tools on it. He knows this is the robotics workshop. He then decides to buy him a scout leg, which is a cruel joke because Bors has always been a bit slow. While in the town though, Garrus spots another hiver, who keeps saying beep for some weird reason. He then decides to take him under his wing as we need another hiver as well, and maybe this guy's new curiosity and innocence will spark some new life into the group. With Beep now in tow, Garrus then sets off back to Squim with his new leg and his new pal, hopefully to revitalise the group. Back at the gaff, Bors is having an emotional breakdown. He tells Bunda and Thumper that he thinks about leaving the group and going into a suicide mission. He's lost one of the things he needs most, his legs. Suddenly, Garrus rushes in with two things. One, a small weird hiver behind them named Beep. Beep, being fucked up, is quite cautious of this new group as he got fucked up by a beak from earlier. But he also takes one look at Bors and says, "I have a leg for you." Trying on his new leg, he is revitalised as it is now robotic. This will make him run faster and also withstand more damage. Bors then thinks about staying in the group now, but now, if you look here, Beep is already asleep, the lazy fucker. Upon waking up, Bors talks to the group. He says that although he has had a rough couple of days, he says that he wants to forget about it and have a party. He is going to travel to the swamp and get some hashish, so then they can have a big blowout, introducing their new member and celebrating 10 days as hivers. Bors then sets out with his new leg, making him faster. He then runs to the swamps in hope to buy some hashish. Even with it being a new addition, he is still faster than most things he comes across, other than beak things, because fuck beak things. Meanwhile, back at base, Vagina is making some new clobber for Beep, as he does not want another naked hiver standing around. Bors then makes it to Shark, where he then purchases some hashish. He buys quite a bit because they are going to be on a fucking blowout tonight. In preparation for the party as well, Beep got some fresh new clobber on so he can get on the fucking latch. Bors then started handing out the hashish so everyone could get off their tits before their big night out. They then hit the town and they all had fun, drank and reminisced about what had happened in the past 10 days. Beep on the other hand tried to get on the lash and pull some ladies, but with them being check, he had the shit kicked out of him. Poor Beep, he just wanted some. And that was 10 days in Kenshi's Hivers. Thank you for watching and thank you for all being patient with me. I know it's been a couple of days since the last upload, but it's just been a bit busy and the PC is here now. It's set up right next to me, so the quality is going to go up and I'm also going to be doing some new videos. I'm going to keep it with Kenshi, but I'm also going to be doing some RimWorld content, and one of my subscribers wanted me to try this game called, I think it was like Sailor or something. But thank you all for watching, thank you for your patience, and remember to have a good one.